Today on this session, we will know what's the importance of Thinksabio website, like what's the importance of stock market, what's the importance, like why had we joined the Thinksabio? Like, let's think like when we buy a new phone, we usually do some research. Like if I want to purchase any mobile, or if I want to purchase any car, or if I want to purchase any bike, so or if I want to purchase any electronics, so we usually do some research, like comparing features, prices, and reviews. And the stock market also works in the same way. Like in the stock market in the USA, there are more than 7,500 companies trading in the stock market. So out of those 7,500 companies, which is the company that benefit us? So for this, we need to do little research before investing our money. But unlike buying a phone or buying a car, the stock market does not guarantee returns. It's based on probabilities. Means there is always some risk involved. To reduce this risk, we investors use two main types of research. One is fundamental analysis and the other is technical analysis. So what is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis means studying a company to understand how strong and profitable it is. In fundamental analysis, we need to analyze balance sheet, we need to analyze revenue and profit of the company, we need to analyze financial ratios, we need to analyze cash flow, we need to analyze government policies, interest rates, currency and global markets, management. So if we see practically, is it really possible to analyze the fundamental analysis? Like, okay, I will analyze the balance sheet. Okay, we can analyze the revenue and profit. We can analyze the financial ratios. But how can we analyze the government policies? How can we analyze the global markets? How can we analyze the currency? And how can we analyze the management of the company? Like, like we can't predict. So, we can't predict what are the future policies. We can't predict what price changes will come. So, fundamental analysis is practically very difficult. So, this is where technical analysis comes in. When big investors or fund managers buy large amounts of shares, it increases the trading volume, which affect the price. Technical analysis helps us to understand these changes by studying price movements and trading volumes. Just like for example, there is a Nvidia Corporation, there is a Vanguard, there is a BlackRock, there is a Berkshire Hathaway. So it's very difficult for us to analyze the fundamental analysis, overall fundamental analysis. But it is very easy for those institutions. Let's say, just like few days back, if you had observed, just because Nvidia Corporation had invested into APLD stock and some APLD stock, and it had raised so much. And when Nvidia Corporation had sold off its stake in Son and Serve, it had decreased so much. So why does this happen? So fundamental analysis is very difficult for retail investors like us to analyze, but the institutions or the hedge funds, they analyze, or the mutual funds, they analyze all the fundamental analysis. So by using this technical analysis, we can just copy from the institutions who are, or from the hedge funds who are doing the fundamental analysis. So in this copying, Thinksabio website helps us. Like you can say, so in this technical analysis, so this technical analysis shows how people are thinking and behaving in the market. So it helps us to decide when to buy or sell a stock by reading patterns in the, by reading some patterns. So this is where the Thinksabio website helps in. So this Thinksabio website is entirely about technical analysis. And in our website, the first and foremost feature is individual statistical report. So it's just like if we want to, for a stock, it's like we can get A to Z information here. So what is this individual statistical report? This individual statistical report, it is a stock analysis tool. So which provides detailed insights and complete it. It's like complete details for a specific stock. It combines key financial data, institutional activities, insider transactions, price trends, mutual funds, all in one centralized report. Just like for example, but for any stock, let's say, let's take APLD stock. So when we search on APLD stock, so we can get some complete information about this stock, like where the institutions, how many institutions are getting interested in this stock, and how many hedge funds are interested in this stock. Like at starting, we can see what is the price and what is the upside potential, what is the downside potential, and then who owns 10% ownership per APLD. So again, institution counts. So again, we have the data in the below too. So again, price history. So what is the price history for this APLD stock? And what are the, it tells about the price trends, like what are the price trends from the last 10 days and last 10 weeks. What is the price trend? It's just like a moving averages. So it's just like a simple moving averages. So again, and most importantly, we also have some news. Okay, for this stock, it's not available. Okay, and we have 10 months moving average, and we have quarterly financials. What is the revenue on quarter to quarter basis financials? And this is the most important, like comparison table. In this comparison table, it shows how the stock and institutional interest evolved on quarterly basis. So this table highlights trends in institutional confidence and stock performance. Like we can see how the institutions shares are increasing on the quarter to quarter basis. Like if we check on every quarter, okay, except for the quarter 1 2024, for every quarter, the institutions had increased their stake. So again we have this share activity count, like how many institutions had newly bought, how many institutions had increased their stake, how many institutions had reduced their stake. And we have top 10 hedge funds. What are the top 10 hedge funds invested in this APLD? And we have the top 10 institutions, who had involved in this APLD. So by all this, by featuring all this information, what will we gain by featuring all this information? So it gives us a quick overviews through summary opinions. It provides us the in-depth analysis with expandable details, and we also have graphical representation for every future. Like if you want to see graphical representation, the same data in the graphical view. So here, like at the end of the day, by analyzing this one simple report, okay, we can see where the institutions are getting interested in, and where the institutions like how many institutions are getting interested in, and how many institutions, okay, just like, okay, like let's say, I mean, for some people, they have some info, some institutions, like, okay, some people favor it Nvidia Corporation, and some people believe in BlackRock, and some people believe in Vanguard, or and some people believe in any other. So when they trust these institution, so I mean, they probably feel confidence. Okay, when this institution had purchased such a stake, so there is something maybe. I mean, it gives us the confidence. So, I mean, in a word, this ISR report, I mean, it's this simple report. It's like an all-in-one report. Just by looking at this report, we see how many institutions are getting interested in, and how many hedge funds are getting interested in, and yeah, like that. And apart from that ISR report, we have Thinksabio diamonds. So uh, things have your diamonds. So by using these things have your diamonds, we can find stocks with strong institutional interest. I mean, institutions and big investment funds often buy and sell stocks in large amounts. Their buying patterns can indicate which stocks have strong potential. So these things have your diamonds. This feature, I mean, this feature highlights those stocks where institutions have significantly increased their investment, at least by 50% increase in shares bought compared to the previous quarter. And and the stock which has seen strong price and volume growth over the previous quarter, and those stocks which have shown consistent buying interest from big investors. Like when we click on quarterly, I mean, here we can see things have dimensions. We have quarterly percentage shares changes surpassing the 50% mark. So here it's just like in simple words, when I compared with previous quarter and this quarter, the institution, all over the institution, have to increase their stake by at least 50%. So again, here we have filter options like percentage share change. I mean, when I click here, it will be in descending order. So when we click on descending order, so here we can see like for IKT stock, when compared to previous quarter, on this quarter, the shares had increased by 5,728, 5,719.28%. So it is question like, okay, I mean, on Q3 only 8 lakh 6,232 shares was available, but on Q4 it had increased by almost 6,000%. So here the question arises like, why do the institutions have increased these their stake by in such a huge amount, and this data had came at February 14. So it's almost a 1 week back. So let us check like how do the stock had performed till, I mean, in the last week. of 5 days. So as you can see, in the last 5 days, this stock had given a return of 44.25% in the last 5 days. And this data had came at I mean, this data, the Q4 data had came in our Thinksabio website in the last weekend, in the last Friday, exactly a 1 week before. And from then you can see like there has to be some reason. So I mean, the institution had increased their stake in such a huge basis. It's not a normal thing like increase at 6,000%. So just by seeing this institutional confidence, the stock had raised 44.25% in the last, I mean, in the last 1 week, in the last 5 trading days. So again, there is the second stock, LITM. So again, this stock too, from 2 lakhs to 27 lakhs, 1200% the institutions had increased their stake. So again, we can check the LATM. What happened to the LATM in the last 1 week? Okay, it had generated some negative returns, but again, there has to be some question. In a way, the intention was like it will give us the confidence. Okay, why do the institution had increased their stake in such a huge basis? I mean, if we check on this Thinksabio Diamonds report, most of these stocks will perform better because this is where the more institutions are getting interested in. So, these are the stocks with strong institutional interest. So, this feature helps us to identify stocks that institutions believe in, giving us an edge in spotting potential winners early. So, again, in Thinksabio Diamonds, we have three things. And the first one is like in this first one, we feature those stocks whose stake was increased at least 50% when compared with the previous quarter. And in this second one, we place those stocks where the price and volume had gained. So in every quarter, large investment firms, uh, I mean, it just simply show those stocks where the institutions are buying more of and which ones they are selling. Where the institutions are buying more. So again, we can see here, again, we have different filter options like percentage of returns. When we click on percentage of returns and we can click on average according to the, we can apply filters according.
One question, this percentage of return, what is that duration? Is it a week?
Yes, sir. Here you can see like price of February 14. As I told, like, for every quarter, when the quarter ends, after within the 45 days, all institutions have to submit the submit their stake, submit their portfolio to SEC within the 45 days. So this is the timeline, February 14, price on February 14. So you can read here. It is
And
the
the current price is real time?
yes, sir. It's just yesterday closing price.
Yes, yesterday means 19th or 20th?
Thursday, 20th,
Thurs
20th
Thursday.
at
Okay,
4 p.m. closing price.
okay. Thank you.
So it's we can apply different kind of filters and we can see. So here the intention was like, so in Thinksabio Diamonds, there will be those stocks where the institution's interest is more. So here CSAPV gainer, CSAPV in the sense C stands for count, S stands for shares, A stands for approx invested value, P stands for price, V stands for volume. So again, these stocks feature those stocks where more institutions had purchased and where all the percentage of shares and where the approx invested value and where the count and where the price, again, where the volume, everything was increasing. So again, so it's like a filtering. So in a way, there are more than 7,500 companies in the US stock market, and from those 7,500 companies, it's filtering a basis of where more institutions are getting interested in or where more mutual funds, hedge funds, they are getting interested in. So this is one feature. And apart from that, we have quarterly top 25 buys and sells. So in this feature, as we know, like every quarter, every institution, hedge fund, they have to report their stock holdings. So which allows us to see which stocks more institutions are buying and which stocks more institutions are selling. So this feature helps us to analyze where more institutions, it's like top 25 institutions, which institutions are purchasing, top 25 institutions, top 25 stocks where institutions are purchasing and top 25 stocks where institutions are selling their stake. It's top 25 stocks. As you can see, newly bought. Yeah. So it's like these are the top 25 stocks where, yeah, I mean, these are the top 25 stocks where the institutions had newly bought their stake in. I mean, in this newly bought, we featured those stocks that institutions have added to their portfolios for the first time. And in increased holdings, these are the stocks where institutions have bought even more shares. And in decrease and in no change, stocks where institutions have not changed their holdings, and in decreased, we feature those stocks where institutions have started reducing their stake, and in sold off, we feature those stocks where institutions have completely exited. So why is this useful? So I mean, if big investors are buying more of a stock, it could mean they have confidence in its future growth. And again, if they are selling or if they are reducing their stake, it might indicate potential risk. So this feature can also be helpful to analyze the stocks. And then we have, I mean,
One question about that report. Can you
uh,
please go back to that?
yes, yeah,
So the first one, right? DFAU.
yes, yes, sir.
So it's saying 3.83 percentage. What does it mean?
I mean, sir, like it's stake, sir. Like in the out of 100% of stake, all institutions. I mean, all institutions have bought like approximately 3.83 percentage of stake. Again, if we click on any of those symbol, it will again take us to ISR report again, which we had discussed. ISR report.
No, but the 3.83 percentage increase in the share overall shares bought by these institutions, or an increase in total number of shares?
I mean, it increase in overall institutions, like total institutions. When we
Okay. So
compare the
let's say
total.
last quarter it was 70 percentage shares were owned by
It's newly bought, right,
institutions.
sir? Newly
Now it
bought.
is 73.83
It
percentage.
is newly bought, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, then we have. I mean, it's
So
one of
basically
the.
that is a good indicator, right? So uh,
Yes.
overall 4 percentage of the shares have been increased by these institutions, so which means
Yeah.
they have done their homework. They
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Yes. And then we have ultimate reports, and this is one of the best reports. And like these ultimate reports, it finds stocks with steady institutional growth. So this ultimate reports feature, and this reports will feature in report section. We need to go on quarter basis and all institutions, and this all institutions third one ultimate reports. So what this ultimate reports tells means this feature identifies stocks with consistent growth in institutional interest over multiple quarters. I mean, it focuses on stocks where both the number of institutions and number of shares institutions hold are consistently increasing. So it is very good future when we check on the long term. So like we have shared institution, like I mean, it tells about how many institutions counts, like how many institutions are getting increased, whether it is 100 institutions, whether it is 300 institutions, whether it is like that. So shares means how many shares the institutions are getting increased. I mean, when we click on both, so I mean, when we click on both, here we can see. Like for NVIDIA, let's say for example, for NVIDIA, in Q3 2024, 4,541 institutions have invested in this stock. And in Q4, the institution count had increased to 4,920. It means that in this quarter, 4,920 institutions had invested in NVIDIA Corporation. And these are the shares. Like in Q3 2024, these are the number of shares NVIDIA was invested in, and in Q4 2024, the shares had increased by 2.65%. And this features 2 quarters in the last 2 quarters. So let's say we have the option till the 12 quarters. So let's say I'm clicking on the 12 quarters. So, okay, in the 12 quarters, I mean, it means that there is no stock. I mean, where it has consistently increased from the last 12 quarters. So let's check from the 10 quarters. Okay. 9 quarters. More data. 8 quarters. So 7 quarters. So here, see, in 7 quarters, we had got 63 stocks. So what does this mean? So from the last 7 quarters, on the stocks, institutions had increasing their stake from the last 7 quarters. So it's just like, so as previously we had discussed. So so here what the intention is means, so it's fundamental analysis. The institutions will do, most of the institutions will do fundamental analysis. So when the institutions are doing their fundamental analysis and they are increasing their stake by seven, like from the previous 7 quarters, we can check from the previous 7 quarters. In these 63 stocks, the institutions are increasing their stake. So why are they increasing their stake? Again, here that's the question. So so it's just like that. Let's say for example, if any employee is working in a company for the last 7 years, so I mean in a world, so just think like, okay, even I mean even if he have so many choices before him, so even he have unlimited, as we have discussed, like in stock market, in US stock market, there are 7,500 companies. When I have such many choices, but still from the last 7 quarters, I am only investing, the institutions are only investing in these companies. So I mean, why is it happening? So I mean, it just need a special attention. These stocks need special attention because here every institutions are just like Palantir. We had know how the Palantir had performed. So again, we can check the like from the from the 7 quarters in the lineup, the institutions had increasing their stake. As you can see, at first, at quarter 2023, it should be 7,35,000, but now it had increased to almost double. I mean, almost double from the previous amount, the stake. So, I mean, at the end, I mean, it requires some, attention, special attention. So,
Sorry
so
to
the ultimate.
what is
uh,
this? So let's say this 69, right? On the Q2 23.
Okay,
What is that? Is
institution.
that number of institution invested in the
Yeah,
company?
it's like
Okay,
in institutions, only 69 institutions had invested. Yeah, total number of institutions. And that 69, and when we come to Q4 24, 69 institutions had changed to 148 institutions.
thank
It's
you.
like total number of institutions. Like just for example, BlackRock is one institution, Vanguard is one institution, and Berkshire is one institution. And in that way, Millennium Management is one institution. And in that way, all institutions, like 69 different types of institutions had invested here. It's count. So this ultimate report, this feature helps to identify stocks where the number of institutions investing is increasing quarter after quarter, and where the total shares held by institutions is also consistently rising. So this is a strong long-term signal, as it shows that big investors continue to believe in these stocks. So again, just by simply looking at this, we can't able to we just can't able to invest just by looking at this. So just like it provides the confidence, as we had talked before, like stock market is a game of probability. So all these features, just these features provides confidence. And additional to these features, just because a institutions bought a stock, it have to perform well. So there is no guarantee. There are many institutions who had invested, and still the institutions too had paid many losses. So they don't guarantee future success. Sometimes institutions change their strategy. The institutions, they will change their strategy by time to time due to the market conditions. So in additional to these features, we also need to look at the price patterns, charts, and somewhat fundamental analysis, like what does this company do, whether this company is profitable or not, and what is this, whether this company has debt or not, what is the cash flow, what is the cash in hand. A simple research. Nowadays, it's completely AI. Just if we give this talk to AI, any of the AI, and if we that ask them to do the fundamental analysis, it will do. So just like at the end of the day, what does this company do? So like okay, is this sector good? Like there will be some sector, okay, even though just like for example is Palantir, best example. This Palantir is one of the best stock, and again the institutions had increasing their stake. And just a couple of days before, Trump had some diminished the budget, some defensive budget, and from which the Palantir had started decreasing, and it had decreased almost 20% down. So just because, so we need to see whether this industry is in trending or not, and is this sector growing or not. And we need to analyze a small bit of company financials, and we need to analyze the what are the market conditions, like just like interest rates, whether is there any cut of interest rates, or what is the just uh, like market conditions. So and and yeah, and apart from that, we have a latest feature, 52-week low reversal. In this 52-week low reversal feature, we feature those stocks whose stocks has, this 52-week low reversal feature identifies those stocks that have rebounded significantly. Yeah, this feature identifies those stocks that have rebounded significantly from their lowest prices in the past year. In this, we include those stocks where where the current price is doubled from its 52-week low, or where the current price, it has increased by at least 50% from its 50 to 52-week low. So the primary goal is to identify potential trend reversals and upside opportunities. So so here, so just like, let's say there will be RSI, one future RSI. So in this RSI future, if RSI is above 70%, we call it as overbought. And when the RSI is below 30%, we call it as oversold condition. So let's say if the stock is falling, if any stock is falling, and okay, if any stock is falling, and it has fallen.
Line is
And if any stock is falling, then it's fallen to the point.
By the way, this is
So
diarrhea.
again, so it have to come to oversold condition. So when it comes to oversold condition, there will be some trend reversal. So again, it will start to rise. Based on technicals, though there will be no news, anything, it will start to rise. So I mean, just like for the example of drug, we can take the drug. So again, let's say its 52-week low is $0.93. I mean, $1. What does this mean? When the stock started falling, after falling to the certain point, the RSI had reached to overall oversold condition. On after reaching the oversold condition, it have to again rise because the stock is in oversold condition. So this feature shows us those stock which has potential trend reversals and upside opportunities. So in additionally, we have also have my universe section. So in this my universe section, I mean, in this My Universe section, we have different features like we can create a real portfolio and virtual portfolio. I mean, just like it's like a paper trading, which we call as paper trading. I mean, just like for example, if I need to any stock, I mean, it's just a stock, and in this virtual portfolio, we have a 10,000. I mean, we automatically have the fund of $10,000. So by using this, we can do some paper trading. So or paper trading, we also have watch list. Like, I mean, there will be certain stocks we need to keep on watch list, and we can keep those stocks on watch list here, as you can see, and we can see, okay, what is the watch list? I mean, how much percentage? I mean, it can be like, just say I had kept an app on watch list on 6th August, and from then it had generated 555.70. I mean, it had generated very huge returns. Like, I mean, I had kept it watch list on 60 when it was $68, and now it was $450. A very huge jump. So in that way, we can keep stocks on watch list, and uh, and and yeah, and we also have yeah, and we also have the future of alerts. So in this alerts, what means, let's say, I mean, so what happen is there will be some sec alerts like sec 13 D by G alerts. And I mean, sec 13 D by G in the sense, let's say, if any institutions is purchasing 5% of stake in any company, it have to inform to sec. So that transactions, we call it as Sec 13 demerger transaction. Or any institution, let's say there are many people who likes the Nvidia Corporation institution, and there are many people who like some Vanguard institution. So if we want to know if Vanguard institution is generating any SEC, we need to know those. So again, we can create a alert for that. So again, let's say for example, Nvidia Corporation, like there is a very huge fan base for the Nvidia Corporation. Like, I mean, we can see just before the previous quarter, the stocks where Nvidia Corporation had purchased, it had raised a very much, and the stocks where Nvidia Corporation had sold off, and those stocks had decreased so much. So just I mean, I can create alerts by I mean, in basis of symbols, stocks, by basis of institutions, by basis of approx transaction value, and by basis of insiders. And insiders is also a very big thing. Like just a let's say if we had invested in any stock, and if any insider is selling their stake in that stock, and that's a negative sign. So I mean, when, like, let's say for example, if our institutions had created these institutions, and share activity, I was just clicking on all, and I mean, symbols. Let's say, I mean, the Nvidia Corporation had invested in APLD symbol, and transaction value and anything. And when I click on apply, so what will happen is I will get a mail. I will get a mail. Okay, name something. Something mail had given. And when I click on apply, so what will happen is I will get a mail. So if any transaction happened to Nvidia, let's say now the Nvidia Corporation have APLD stake. So let's say, like, the Nvidia Corporation is decreasing its stake in APLD. So anything happens, so immediately I will get an email trigger. So manage alerts. So again, we have the Thinksabio's activity. So in this Thinksabio's activity, we can see where the other Thinksabio's are searching the most. we can see like in the last month, almost 74 other users had searched about APLD stock, sound stock. I mean, in the quarterly basis, in the last quarter, almost 154 Thinkssapiens, different kind of Thinkssapiens had searched about APLD stock.
When should these institutions file this Sec 13D? Within
Uh,
45 days?
no, sir. I mean, those are 13 FHR. We call it as 13 FHR, so quarterly basis.
Uh,
That is filed after 45 days.
Okay.
Can be, I
So,
think, within 1 month, I think. I mean,
okay.
some institutions will increase, some institutions will file I mean, when they had purchased on that day only, some institutions will file, sir. I mean, it depends on the institution. Like some 10 days, I think, sir, some 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, I mean, these are some of the important features to look at. So finally, Thinksabio, this website can provide powerful tools to track what big investors are doing and helps us to make more informed investment choices by understanding and using these features. I mean, we can spot some promising stocks and we can avoid some potential risks. I mean, do anybody have anything to ask?
So these all are good information, right? So my question is, apart from this, what else is there to help me on a day trading or swing trading?
Yeah, for that we have like trending stocks report. We can check it. I mean, as this trending stocks report, we can check where the on a daily basis gainers, penny gainers, decliners, and where I mean those stocks where there is high volume and high volume. I mean, high volume indicates that the more people are getting interested in those stocks on this day. So just based on this, we can. And we can see like, okay, daily, as here Sec 13D by G. So it tells like how many reports had, how many Sec 13D by G transaction had came at today. Today, how many Sec transactions came. And sometimes because of these transactions too, this share price will rise sometimes. So, so just like, I mean, for that purpose, I mean, for the swing trading or day trading, we can look at these stocks where there is high volume, or the stocks which had reached their 52-week high. I mean, in this we can feature those stocks those stocks which had reached its 52-week high today. Yeah, okay. Okay, clear, sir.
Yeah, somewhat. Okay.
I mean again. This swing trading or scalping, these are like a these are like in a way these are like a gamble. So just like, okay, we are quicking and quick out, anything may happen. Like it may be a zero or hero trade. We call this as zero or hero. I mean, either we become a complete zero or we become a hero. I mean, so for this, based on normally the trading, swing traders will do based on the stocks which are trending today, which where there is high volume or where there is short float, less short interest. So like that.
So if we have to search for stocks that are on uptrend, let's say last 5 weeks, continuously they are going uptrend. How can we do that?
Yeah, yes, sir. In this search option, we have weekly uptrend. Here daily uptrend. One future is daily uptrend, and one
Yeah,
future is
I
weekly uptrend. Yeah.
yeah, the thing with that is what it does is it calculates the total percentage increase, right? Even if one day some stock went 30-40%,
Yeah.
will it show up here, or it has to be like last 4 weeks, every day it went up? How does it calculate?
So it's a weekly trend means, sir. Let's say now, let's say now, this week, today this week ends. Let's say this week the price, the stock of a price is $100. I mean, the price had ended with $100. And next
Okay.
week, when the market opens, I mean, next week, on the next week, let's say, it had from $100, the stock had decreased to $90. And Tuesday, the stock had decreased to $80. And Wednesday, the stock had again increased to $90. And Thursday, again, the stock had decreased to $85. But on Friday, it had increased to $105, let's say, for example. Then it will come under weekly uptrend. I mean, in a word, this, it will consider only end of the weekday. It does not consider what is happening in the remaining 4 days. It consider only the week. Okay, whether the price is increasing at the end of the week or not. I mean, in the same way, we have daily trend. In this daily trend, we consider again what is the trade. Again, we have price and volume. Like the stocks where the price is also increasing and the volume is also increasing.
I see.
So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, I mean, we can change the filter like from the last 6 days or from the last. As you can see from the last 6 days, CADL, this is a stock where the price is also increasing and the volume is also increasing. Day by day, very huge volume increasing. So again.
Is there any way to find the trend reversal stocks, like something that was going down and now it is